إن الحمد لله نحمده حمدا كثيرا طيبا كما يستحق كل محامد. هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق وبلغ رسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده وترك الأمة على البيضاء ليلها كنهارها ولا يزغ عنها إلا هالك. صلى الله على نبينا وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. طيب إخوان أخوات, brothers and sisters, let's start. So how many years, Ya Akhi, how many years was Prophet teaching Tawheed in Mecca?
In Mecca?
Mecca, not in Jerusalem, not in America, must be Mecca. Right. No? 13 years?
Right. There's a difference of opinion.
Go on.
It's either 10 or 13 because there's a difference of opinion on whether the Prophet ﷺ died at 60 or 63.
Okay. So what did we mention here?
13.
10.
Or 10?
10.
10 years?
10. Yeah, 10.
But he lived in 13 years in Mecca though.
Yeah, he came back.
From where? Where did he go?
Who is it?
I don't know.
13. 13.
He went.
No, we mentioned 10.
Okay. 10 years ago. Who can explain? Go on.
Because
No? So he lived in 13 years. 10 years he spent giving da'wah tawheed. What happened to 3 years?
خمس صلوات.
You recall, we explained it. تذكر يا أخي؟ نسيت ها?
3 years.
10 years he preached tawheed. What happened after 10 years?
أحكام إسراء والمعراج.
He went up. What happened in Mecca when he went to Jannah? What was the ibadah that made wajib on him? Do you remember? 5 salawat. How many rak'ah was at the beginning? 50, mashallah. So how many rak'ah were there?
50.
No, how many rak'at?
Oh, it was 2 for each.
Okay, so
prayer.
2 for each. So in Mecca they prayed 2 rak'ah, and then when they went to Medina, 2 were added. Okay, we're going to talk about Isra and Mi'raj today, inshallah, a bit more. That's good. Very important you see this. Okay, Prophet ﷺ became a Rasul with which surah? Ya al-Muddathir. Which was revealed? Iqra wal Muddathir. Any khilaf?
لا.
Okay. In terms of whole Quran, whole surah, which was the first surah revealed?
مدثر.
Muddathir, okay. How many verses was revealed at the beginning? Alaq. 5 verses. MashaAllah. What does وَثِيَابَكَ فَطَّهِرْ mean? وَثِيَابَكَ. No? Go on.
Purify your garments.
Garment. Why?
Like.
Why you
not
need to
just
purify
like-
garment?
I think it wasn't just referring to the garment, but like.
So let's take the garment. What do we have to? I've mentioned Imam Sa'di explained this. Why garment?
You'll be praying salah in the garment.
Okay, what else? You have to have pure garment, isn't it? You can't have najasa. Okay. So what are the tafsiri it has?
So I'm thinking the reward, I mean, your deeds, your amal, basically.
Purify your amal.
Yeah.
We understand purifying clothes. We understand for salah. Yeah. Purify amal. Not like that. Do you remember? No.
Purify your intention.
Intention.
Intentions.
Yeah. You know a lot of things.
You know, in the book they mention طهر أعمالك عن الشرك.
Yeah. That as well. That also you'll find in the tafsir.
Amal is Muhammad ibn Abdul-Wahhab.
Yeah, that's one tafsir. But I'm giving other one. We need to learn, inshallah. What is rujz? Rujz. What rujz the fahjur?
I can't remember.
Rujz?
Was it 4 sides?
Yeah.
Idol, yeah. What does fahjur mean?
Like make hijrah from it.
Hijrah, abandon, leave.
Abandon.
Yeah. Abandon. We're learning about Sirah. Good. طيب نبدأ إن شاء الله. Shaykhul-Islam Muhammad ibn Abdul-Wahhab said, وَبَعْدَ الْعَشْرِ عُرِجَ بِهِ إِلَى السَّمَاءِ فُرِضَتْ عَلَيْهِ صَلَوَاتُ الْخَمْسَةِ. طيب, after the 10 years, okay, Prophet ﷺ was taken up. The word urija from the word araja. Allah mentioned in the Quran, تَعْرُجُ الْمَلَائِكَ وَالْرُوحِ إِلَيْهِ. That the malaika goes up and the ruh, soul goes up. When someone passes away, the malaika and the ruh goes up. Ta'aruj means to go up. Okay? So Prophet was taken up. So what does mi'raj mean? Isra wal mi'raj. Allah mentioned Isra in the Quran. Subhanalladhi asra bi'abdihi laylan min al-masjidil haram ila al-masjidil aqsa. Okay? Glory be to Allah, the one who caused his slave to go from Haram to Masjid al-Aqsa. Okay? And Masjid al-Aqsa is blessed. Okay, it's blessed, no in the sense that it's blessed, you can seek blessing from it. Tens of beautiful sceneries and sakin of the heart, and things like that. طيب, so Allah mentioned in this surah, Asra, which is, Asra is from the word, it's the verb, doing word, and that's why Isra comes in Surah Isra. Asra means night journey. It only refers to night journey, not safara. Safara to travel, but could be daytime, anytime. But Asra is to cause someone to travel on a night time. Okay, it is called night journey. And Prophet went in night and came back in same night. Okay, so Isra refers to night journey. Isra wal Mi'raj, and the ascension. Mi'raj means ascension, as we have mentioned the verse. وَتَعْرُجُ الْمَلَائِكَةِ. The malaika go up. Okay? This ayah, تَعْرُجُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَالْرُوحُ إِلَيْهِ, that the malaika and the ruh goes to Allah, shows that Allah is above the throne. If Allah was anywhere other than above the throne, what would the malaika go up and the ruh go up? No. So that indirectly explains to us that Allah is above the throne, seventh heaven. So Mi'raj is, in Arabic, when you have a doing word, when you add a meme, becomes the name of a place or becomes the name of a machine. Let me give you an example. Masjid is place where we make sajda, isn't it? Sajda, to make sajda. Masjid is a place where you make sajda. Okay? Things like la'iba, to play. Mal'ab is a playground. Tabakha, to cook. Matbakh is the place where you cook. So it becomes the name of a place. Also become name of a machine. For example, Sa'ida, to go up. Mis'ad is lift. Okay? Fataha, to open. Miftah is the key. Okay? It's like this. So Mi'raj, Araja, Ya'ruj, Mi'raj is the ala, is the thing that they have, that took Prophet up. The actual thing. So the Shaykh explains that when Prophet went to Mecca to Jerusalem, okay, he led the prayer. Jibril was there. He came with animal riding beast called Barak. Now Barak, hadith says, it was white color, and it was bigger than a donkey, smaller than a horse. Okay, so Prophet and Jibril, after the Salah, so it was tied on a masjid, the Barak, and then he took it, Jibril alayhi salam. Prophet and Jibril, they on the Barak. The Barak was on Mi'raj. Now the Mi'raj, Shaykh Saleh explained, is Sullam. It is a ladder. We don't know how it looks like. That will take them up. That will take them up to the seventh heaven. It will go up. Okay. Now, when it comes to Isra wal Mi'raj, the Prophet went or his ruh went? This is the scholars have discussed. Some says Prophet body didn't go, the ruh went, which is very weak. The Shaykh Fawzan, the ulama, scholars have explained that based on the ayah, the Prophet went and his ruh went. What's the evidence? Allah said, Subhanalladhi asra bi'abdihi. Allah is the one who caused his slave to make the night journey. He made it happen. Okay? Bi'abdihi. Abd. Mean Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Abd refers to him himself, isn't it? For him to make the journey, he needs to have the ruh. You can't just go, the body cannot just go by itself. So for Rasulullah to go up, he must have the ruh inside him. Otherwise, how can it be Abd? So Abd consists of his ruh and his physical body. Okay? So that's a good evidence for us. So Prophet went with his ruh. Prophet, he himself went up. Allah took him up. Okay? Allah took him to a place where nobody been. Sidratul Muntaha. That's where no one can go beyond that. So as Prophet was taken up, one of the heavens is water. Then you go Kursi, seventh heaven. Allah is above the seventh heaven, above the Arsh. Nothing above Allah, the Lord of the heaven and the earth. Okay? So Prophet was taken by Jibreel. Jibreel came to a point, he said, I cannot go beyond that. So Prophet went up. What happened? He spoke to Allah. And that's why the 5 Khams Salawat became wajib. And for us to recognize Allah's mercy upon us, this is the hadith. Allah made Salah 50 times a day. Okay? We know the conversation between him and Musa alayhi salam. Hadith of Anas and others. Eventually Allah was so merciful. Mercy over mercy over mercy. It's okay, 5 times a day. Even Musa alayhi salam said, go back to your Lord. They can't do it. But la, 5 times a day. But Allah is so merciful. He said, you know what? You pray 5 times a day, I'll give you the reward of 50, which you were supposed to pray. Subhanallah. You pray 5 times a day, I'll give you the reward of 50. You don't have to pray 50, I'll give it to you. This is the mercy of Allah. He doesn't have to give it to us, but He loves us. He wants us to go Jannah. He's making the way for us. Okay, Subhanallah. So even then 5 times a day, we are just about struggling to perform 5 times a day. Embarrassing, it's embarrassing. Yazbillah. Tayyib. So the Shaykh ibn Abdul mentioned, Subhanallah, amazing about Salah. There is no ibadat was made fard in Jannah except Salah. Why did Allah took Muhammad to Jannah? To make the Salah fard. And to make him show the Jannah wa Nar. Okay? He took him there, he made him sit under the Arsh, and that's where the Salah became wajib. Not in dunya, became wajib in Jannah. Because the heaviness of the Salah, something that Allah loves, He made it wajib in Jannah. All other verses about Tawheed came in dunya, in Mecca. But that was in Jannah. Shows the something that Allah loves. Come to me, I'm going to make Salah wajib in Jannah for you. Show the importance of the Salah. Subhanallah. So anyway, so Prophet, a miracle happened in Jannah. He saw all the Prophet. He was shown Jannah, he was shown Nar, was shown the adab of the people in the hellfire, he was shown the bliss, the happiness in Jannah. Subhanallah. He went, and if I told you this, he was shown around in Jannah, yeah? And he came to this palace, and the palace, it was said, Prophet said, who this palace belong to? The Malaika said, it belonged to a man from Arab. And he said, I'm Arab. Who this belong to? It's a man from Quraysh. He said, I'm from Quraysh. Who this palace belong to? It belonged to Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu. Okay, his palace. And so this is one of his palace, by the way, And obviously Allah prepared this palace and his family there, alhamdulillah. So this is one of the things Allah showed him. And may He show many other things as well. And when he came down, He told the people what he saw. A lot of people, Muslim became non-Muslim when they heard that. The Iman was very weak. How can that happen? But Allah made it happen. Allah Azza wa Jal made it happen. Okay? So Isra wal Mi'raj is a miracle that took place in Jannah. And he was shown all that. Obviously to strengthen his Iman as well. Now when Prophet went to Jannah, did he see Allah? It's another issue we'll talk about. 2 opinions. Aisha radiallahu anha said that whoever said the Prophet of Allah is a liar or lying. Yeah. Ibn Abbas said he saw Allah. Tayyib. None of them has discipline. None of them has lied. None of them were wrong. Both of them authentic. Ibn Abbas said in the Quran, Allah said, ما كذب الفؤاد ما رأى ما كذب الفؤاد فؤاد ما رأى. That the heart does not lie what he sees. Okay? And Aisha used the hadith of Abu Dhar, that when Abu Dhar radiallahu anhu was asked, when he asked, Ya Rasulullah, هل رأيت ربك? قال لا رأيت نورا. Okay? Or another narration, نورا أن لا أراه. That when Abu Dhar said, Ya Rasulullah, have you seen Allah? He said, no, I saw the light, nur. Or another narration, I saw nur, nothing else. nothing else. So the noor is the sitar, the cover of, it's a curtain, we'll say. And this curtain is the noor of Allah Azza wa Jalla. It's a noor, okay? And obviously that noor, if hadith said, if Allah to remove that noor, everything in the heaven and the earth will perish because of the power of Allah, the noor of Allah. Yeah. So that's why the noor is sitar is there, the cover is there. Obviously, Yawm al-Qiyamah, when the believers enter Jannah, they will see Allah Azza wa Jalla. Allah will, our eyes can see it as well. Allah will give us enough power to see Allah, and He will remove the sitar. He will remove the noor, so we can look at Allah. But now we can't. So Prophet said, no, I did not see Allah. I just spoke to him. It was noor that I saw. So when Aisha radiallahu anha said, Prophet did not see Allah, it means that he did not see with his eyes. Okay? When Ibn Abbas said that Prophet saw Allah, means he saw with the heart. مَا كَذَّبَ الْفُؤَادُ مَا رَأَى. That the heart does not lie what he sees. So referring to Prophet's heart. طيب. So this is the two understanding of the two athar of Aisha and Ibn Abbas. So Prophet did not see Allah Azza wa Jal. Nobody seen Allah Azza wa Jal. But Allah will expose himself in Jannah. So that's basically what Isra wal Mi'raj is. You can read on it inshallah and find out. Shaykh Albani has a whole book on this, and he brings a lot of fawaid in this hadith. So after 10 years, Prophet went up, okay, to the heaven. Allah took him up, and that's when the first ibadah was made fard, is khamsa salawat. So Prophet, then he says that Salla fil Makkah Thalatha Sinin. So 10 years he gave da'wah to Tawheed. When he came down with Salah, they prayed 3 years just Salah, nothing else. No zakat, no siyam, nothing. Just Salah 3 years. 2 rak'ah. For Dhuhr, Asr and Isha. Maghrib remained Maghrib, Fajr remained Fajr, 2 rak'ah because of the long qira'ah. And it remained as it is. So they prayed in Mecca 2 rak'ah Dhuhr, 2 Asr, 2 Isha, Maghrib 3 and 2 Fajr. بعدها أمر بالحجرة إلى المدينة. Then Prophet was commanded by Allah to make hijrah to Medina. Now hijrah, a different form of hijrah. What does hijrah mean? Hijrah means to abandon things, to leave something. That's what hijrah means, to leave. هاجرت من القرآن إياذ بالله. هاجرت من قراءة القرآن. I made hijrah from reading Quran. I mean I left reading Quran, left taraktu, abandoned. Okay? So hijrah means to abandon, to leave. Linguistically, that's what it means. Hijrah, we have, hijrah took place in Islamic, in time of Prophet ﷺ. Hijrah from Mecca to Medina. Hijrah to Abyssinia, Ethiopia. And also we say hijrah, leaving the sins. You know the sins, leaving the sins is part of hijrah, as hadith says. Okay? So Prophet made a hijrah. He was commanded by Allah to make hijrah from Mecca to Medina. Subhanallah. Look at the difficulty they went through. Prophet had to leave. He was commanded by Allah Azza wa Jalla. And that became wajib on him to make hijrah. Because what happening was the Muslim being assaulted, Muslim being killed, tortured in Mecca. And it became very difficult. You know, family became the enemy. Sahabas had the family, enemy of each other. Because he became Muslim, family's enemy. Subhanallah. So they had to leave Mecca because they were getting tortured. One of the story of Khabbab, all the torture happened in Mecca. And there was no hypocrite in Mecca, he was all in Medina. Khabbab radiallahu anhu, one of the, in Bilal we know, Khabbab was a slave of this lady, and he hid Islam. He hid it. He never told anyone. So what happened, Khabbab radiallahu anhu, one day he told the lady, I'm a Muslim, you know. So she didn't like it, she was a mushrika, you know. So she told him to renounce Islam. Nowadays you can become Muslim, no problem, no one going to burn you. But look what Khabbab went through. He said, no, I'm not going to renounce my Islam. See, if you don't, I'm going to torture you. I said, torture me, I'm not scared of your torture, torture me. So she called the public. They were Muslim, they were not Muslim. So, and they became Muslim those days. You Muslim, what is this? So they took Khabbab out and said, he has become Muslim, I'm going to torture him. And people were looking at him. How can you leave your forefathers' religion, you know? It's embarrassing. So what happened, he didn't fear anything. They put fire on she put fire on the floor, and fire, subhanallah. It became really hot. And she made him topless. And he was a young boy. And subhanallah, he was dragged on his back on the fire. He never left Islam. It burnt his back so much, the blood came out so much, the fire had to quench. The fire just came down because the amount of blood was falling on the fire. So this is how much torture he went through, radiallahu anhu. But I think I read as well that Khabbab, when he was tortured, he was released, and Umar said to him, let me see your back. He won't show his back. Some Prophet requested, he showed his back. There was like a hole in his back because of the torture that he went through. Subhanallah. So this is the torture the Sahaba went through in Mecca, Medina. Sumayya radiallahu anha, the first Sahabi, died in the path of Allah. First female became a shaheed. So this is the torture they had to go through, physical torture. So Allah told Prophet to make hijrah from Mecca and go Medina, someone to Abyssinia. Okay? Now, they flee. Why did they flee Mecca? This is their land. This is where they're born. They go to Medina. They haven't lived there. So they left this place where they're born. They live in their family for sake of Allah. So Allah says in the Quran, فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ. Flee to Allah. Okay? So firar here, fleeing Allah, can be done physically and in the heart. Ibn al-Qayyim explains in others that you can make firar, fleeing to Allah in your limbs, like leaving land to go to Muslim land, or leaving kufr, coming to tawheed, leaving sins, coming to obedience. These things. You can make firar, flee in your heart, that you love dunya, you left that, now you love Allah more than anything else. You trust in Allah more than anything else before you trust the dunya and the wealth. Your heart of worship over your heart, you turn into Allah now. You give it to Allah. So that becomes you fleeing to Allah in your heart. Fleeing can be done many different ways. So Sahabas had to flee Mecca and go Medina, where they can practice their deen, where they can worship Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? Now those days from Mecca to Medina was in coach. Now Mecca to Medina, Medina to Mecca, either way, 4 hours, going to the coach, 4 hours you are there. But those days, those 4 hours in there, the Sahaba, they lived on Mecca in the mountains. If you've been to Mecca to Medina, Medina to Mecca, either way, by coach, you will see. If you look, subhanallah, the mountain after mountain, as far as the eye can see, the country is huge. Can you imagine if you land in one of the desert, you're going to die. So they lived on mountain for month and month and month. Now you might say, what did they eat? They ate insect and grasses. They left all this, made hijrah for sake of Allah, and Allah accepted their hijrah. Because they left the family, everything for the love of the deen, isn't it? To save their deen. And the more they live in Mecca, the more torture they will get. So Allah told them to leave Mecca and go to Medina. What they did, go to Medina after how many months? They walked to Medina, and that's when they went to Medina, and this company became muhajirun. Allah says in the Quran, وَالسَّابِقُونَ الْأَوَّلُونَ مِنَ الْمُهَاجِرِينَ وَالْأَنصَارِ. Sabiqun, those advanced in the iman and action, everything, are muhajirun and ansar. So muhajirun, they're better than ansar because they lived a difficult life. They lived difficult life, tortured, they sacrificed their deen. Bilal will never gave up his faith because he was tortured. He never. So they went to Mecca, and they were ajnabi, they were gharib, they were strangers, they're guests. We don't live here, we're from Mecca, we're coming to you. Then Allah named Ansar. There was peace in Medina. Even now when you go, peace isn't it? They help us, they help the companions. They said, your own brother will never do this. This is the brotherhood. This is ukhuwah. Highest level of ukhuwah, highest level of brotherhood. They went, they opened their arm. Come. They said, I have 4 houses, take one of them. I have land, take this amount of land. I have 3-4 wives, take anyone. Take my wife. No, nothing to laugh. This is a brotherhood they had. For sake of Allah, take one of my wife. Anyone you like, take it. How much land do you want? Take it. I don't want it back. I have these houses, take it, you live there. Who will do this nowadays? Is you mad? I'm going to go 2 houses, I'm going to give it to you. Give me rent and I'll give you. But this, Allah put this in their heart. That's why they're praised in the Quran. They're named Ansar, helpers. And the amount of help they did to Rasulullah and the companion is huge. Subhanallah. So that's what the Ansar, Prophet loved Ansar. He said, I will go with Ansar. Even though he's not from Ansar, he's from Quraysh, Hashimi. But they were welcomed. And one of the great companions, Sa'ad bin Mu'adh, he was the leader of the Ansar. He opened up Medina for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was Jew, then he became Muslim. That's when he died, the throne of Allah shaked because of love of Allah that he had for him. Young Sahabi died. So they were welcomed, they were assisted, they were looked after, alhamdulillah. Then that's what Prophet lived his life there. And he died there, alayhi salam. Anyway, so it's a long story. So Ansar and Muhajirun, they are two companions. The companion, Allah named them in the Quran. طيب يا إخوان. So now, Hijrah, we have mentioned different type of Hijrah. Here the Hijrah Shaykhul-Islam mentions al-intiqalu min balad al-shirk ila balad al-Islam, is to leave land of shirk and go to land of Islam. This is general hadith, a general statement. Hijrah will always remain. What about the hadith? لا حجرة بعد الفتح المكة. There is no hijrah. لا حجرة بعد فتح المكة. There is no hijrah after conquest of Mecca. The ulama says it refers to Mecca only. Because when the Mecca became Islamic state, you don't make hijrah anywhere else. You go Mecca. You can't go anywhere else. That's the only Islamic state. You go to Mecca. That's the hijrah you make to. That was then. But now, you can make hijrah anywhere. Anywhere where you can practice your deen. Now, the question is, are we allowed, what is the ruling of hijrah? What is the ruling of hijrah? Now, Ibn Qudama, he said, أصناف الناس في حكم الحجرة ثلاثة. That ruling, referring, the ruling pertaining the categories of people regarding hijrah, migration are three. He said, first, number one, يجب عليه هجرة الذي لا يستطيع إظهار الإسلام. This is in Mughni, he mentioned this. He said, it is wajib for him to make hijrah, the one who cannot practice Islam, cannot show his Islam, he cannot openly practice his Islam, his iman, nothing. Then this person has to make hijrah to a Muslim country. Okay? That's wajib. Second one, Ibn Qudama said, من لا هجرة عليه وهو من يعجز عليه إما المرض أو إكراه على إقامة أو ضعف. So, second type of people, hijrah, it's no wajib on them, not mustahab, they can't make hijrah because of the illness or they're forced to stay for whatever reason. They're ajiz, unable to make hijrah. They have no way to go to make hijrah. Maybe whatever circumstances they have, they can't make hijrah. I said their situation is different. Third type of category of people regarding migration is mustahab. Recommended. It's better to make it, but you don't have to make it. Okay? That is, وَلَا يَجِبُ عَلَيْهِ هُوَ يَقْدِرُ عَلَيْهِ إِقَامَةِ الدِّينِ وَإِظْهَارُ الدِّينِ وَالتَّوْحِيدِ وَالطَّاعَاتِ وَالْوَاجِبَاتِ. That it's recommended for the person, it's no wajib, is that he is able to practice his deen and practice openly. He practices tawheed. He can do all the wajibat. Okay? Then it's mustahab for the person to make hijrah. Okay? Shaykh ibn Uthaymin was asked, if a person going to live in the land of kufr, that he needs to have two things. First, he needs to have the knowledge of the deen, that he can fight the doubt and temptation. Doubt and temptation. And doubt is one of the major things in this society. Doubt in Allah and the deen and things like that. And there was a Shaykh Sindhi came and he gave 1 hour talk on atheism and how it's spreading around the world. Atheism is open. In a Muslim family you'll have it. I know a brother, okay, he told me he knows somebody from his Pakistani brother, Okay, mom and dad Muslims. They made Hajj. He went to Hajj. He's Hafiz al-Quran, akhi, but he doesn't believe in Quran. He went to Hajj, but he doesn't believe in Islam. He goes, I don't show my Islam because I'm scared. I don't believe in Allah. I'm doubting Allah. I'm doubting Islam. But I'm not saying to my family. Okay? So, but I made Hajj. I read the Quran. I memorize the Quran. If I don't remember, parents will be upset. They don't know that he's not Muslim. Subhanallah. So I gave it the brother, the Sheikh Sindhi's talk on atheism. He gave it to him. But subhanallah, there are people out there who don't know how to believe in Allah. They doubt. You know. So Shaykh Ibn Uthaymin says, if you're going to live in a country like this, you can have the knowledge to fight this doubt. Secondly, you can practice your Islam, Shara' al-Islam, the symbol of Islam, the wajibat. Okay, you can stay from the muharramat. Okay, openly you can practice your deen. Nothing, no one is stopping you. Okay, then you can stay. But the situation like this is mustahab, that you should leave if you can. But the question is, something that I took to ask myself. I don't know if you do that. Where are you gonna go? Where? If you can go back home, go back home. If you think you're better off back home, then go back home. I feel that here you got scholars coming here, conference, you could talk on Zoom and whatever. You have someone to go back to in terms of learning your deen. Back home, can you do that? You're like this. You can't talk. If I were to do this back home, I'll put a few chapters, few pages. Yeah, Allah, behind it. Baby, Allah. So it is difficult. So hijrah is wajib. It will cover this, inshallah, the hukum of it. So here, hijrah, when it comes to migration, these are the three types of ruling. Okay, I think we're on the last one. Inshallah. So, طيب. So Shaykhul-Islam Muhammad ibn Abdul-Wahhab said, hijrah هي فريضة على هذه الأمة من بلد الشرك إلى بلد الإسلام. The migration is wajib upon this ummah, leaving land of kufr, non-Muslim land, going to Muslim country. It is no doubt, it's wajib. Okay? It is wajib, especially if you can practice your deen. It is not wajib on certain people. If they can practice a basic deen, which then it doesn't fall, the wujub doesn't fall upon them. Okay? وَهِيَ بَاقِيَةٌ إِلَى أَن تَقُومُ السَّاعَةُ. So hijrah will remain until last hour. لا تنقطع الهجرة حتى تنقضي توبة ولا تنقضي توبة حتى تطلع من مغربها. The hijrah will not be stopped until Tawbah stopped, and Tawbah will not be stopped until sun rises from the west. Okay? When the sun rises, your Tawbah is not accepted anymore. Nothing will be accepted. So hijrah is open. It's open to go anywhere else. And the hadith of Mecca is specifically for Mecca. Yeah, then. No, it doesn't apply now. طيب. So if you think you can make hijrah to Kuwait, a nice place you can live, Islam is strong, da'wah is there, go Kuwait. Whatever if the brotherhood is there strong, you can go there, inshallah. It's a Muslim country. طيب. Another one. What is a Muslim country? What is non-Muslim country? A Muslim country is a country, the ruler is Muslim and is ruled by the Sharia of Allah Azza wa Jal, most of it. And Sharia Islam is there, Adhan, everything is there. Implement the hudud, most of it are implemented. And non-Muslim country, even the number of Muslims are less. The ruler is Muslim, the country run by Islamic law. Okay, and the non-Muslim country, the country does not run by Islamic law, even though Muslims are many, and they promote shirk and haram and things like that. They don't run by Islamic Sharia. That's the most important thing. And this is not Muslim land. Now, here, the Shaykh talks about hijrah, and he mentions fard upon us to make hijrah, and to give the evidence now, وَالدَّلِيلُ قَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى إِنَّ الَّذِينَ تَوَفَّاهُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ ظَالِمِي أَنفُسِهِمْ قَالُوا فِيمَ كُنْتُمْ قَالُوا كُنَّا مُسْتَضْعَفِينَ فِي الْأَرْضِ قَالُوا أَلَمْ تَكُنْ أَرْضُ اللَّهِ وَاسِعَةً فَتُهَاجِرُوا فِيهَا فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَأْوَاهُمْ جَهَنَّمُ وَسَاءَتْ مَصِيرًا إلا المستضعفين من الرجال والنساء والولدان لا يستطيعون حيلة ولا يهتدون سبيلا فأولئك عسى الله أن يعفو عنهم وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَفُوًّا غَفُورًا. Now Allah said in the Quran, indeed those whose souls are taken away by the malaika, who oppress themselves, okay, they will say to them, what state were you in? They will say, we are weak one on the land. They would be said to them, wasn't the land of Allah Azza wa Jal spacious enough for you, so you can make hijrah? For them, abode will be Jahannam. What an evil destination. Except those, the weak one, from the man and the woman and children, cannot find their way out to go make hijrah, Allah will have pardon for them. And Allah is oft forgiver, merciful. Tayyib. So the ulama use this ayah to say that if you don't make hijrah, okay, when it's wajib on you, then you are punished. So wasa'at masira, the abode will be Jahannam. Shows that you have to make hijrah. Shows it is a major sin. Okay, major sin. Shows that living in a country like this where you can't practice your deen, you know, and you die upon it, Allah will punish such person. And the one except for those who are weak, for men and women, they can't find their way out. They are forgiven. They are overlooked. Okay, it is no wajib on them to go. Okay, it's mustahab, recommended for those people. So this is ayah indication that if you don't, malaika will ask. If you don't, then this is the wasa'at masira, evil destination. I mean, it will be Jahannam, where you could have made hijrah, you didn't make hijrah. But we've explained the category of hijrah anyway. Inshallah, you know, certain non-Muslim countries where the Muslim can practice their deen, basic deen, inshallah, it's no wajib on them. But if you can find a way out, Muslim can do so, inshallah. قوله تعالى يا عبادي الذين آمنوا إن أرضي واسعة فإياي فاعبدون. Allah said, O my slave, those who believe, Allah addressing the believers, my land is spacious. Okay, wasi'ah. Who do you worship? It's worship. Allah's land is big. Make hijrah. Go, find a way out. You know, find a place to go and live. No one's stopping you. You know, a lot of people have done that, alhamdulillah. Go make your way and find a land and live, inshallah, no problem. But everybody's situation is different. You know, if you think you can go for it. قال البغوي رحمه الله سبب نزول هذه الآية في المسلمين الذين بمكة لم يهاجروا نادهم الله باسم الإيمان. Baghawi said that the reason for this ayah to be revealed, يا عبادي الذين آمنوا إن أرضي واسعة فإياي فاعبدون, and the other one we've recited, okay. Allah called them with Iman, meaning that if you don't make hijrah, you're still a Muslim. You're not a kafir, okay. You're still a believer because Allah called you with the name addressed with the word Iman, Aman, shows that you're a believer, okay. But if you don't, it's major sin because Allah Azza wa Jal threatened with the fire. He threatened with the fire. So hijrah is based on the situation of the people. You know, sometimes a Muslim country is really bad. If you go, your life in danger. So it's best not to make hijrah. Stay where you feel safe. It's a non-Muslim country. You know. So this is what we are learning. Now the evidence from the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, والدليل على هجرتي من سنتي قوله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تنقطع الهجرة حتى تنقطع التوبة ولا تنقطع التوبة حتى تطلع الشمس من مغربها. The evidence for hijrah from the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ is that hijrah will not stop until tawbah stops, and tawbah will not be stopped until the sun rises from the west. So how long did we do? Okay, shall I take some Q&A and brothers have questions? Inshallah. Let's meet. What's your question, Naki?
You said that there's no ibadah made for in Jannah except Salah. What do you mean in Jannah or like in the
Jannah, yeah. When Prophet went, he went to Jannah, isn't it? And the first thing was made, as ibadah, worship, was the Salah. First thing was commanded, and that was in Jannah.
Is this as in the Jannah that the people are going to go to?
Yeah. Oh, because Prophet was sitting under the Arsh of Allah Azza wa Jal, where nobody, and he spoke to Allah there. And that's where it was made wajib. Yeah, go on.
Is Kursi and Arsh the same thing?
Is the Kursi and Arsh? No, they're the same thing. Arsh is the biggest creation of Allah. And the Kursi is also biggest creation of Allah. And Prophet gave example in the Hadith, the difference between Arsh and the seventh heaven, okay? No, the Kursi and the seventh heaven, the difference is that throwing a ring in the desert. The desert is the Kursi of Allah, and the seventh heaven is the ring. Then he compared, then he said the difference between the Arsh and the Kursi, chair of Allah, is the chair is throwing a ring in the desert. The ring becomes the Kursi, and the Arsh becomes the desert. And Allah is about that. So scholars have differed which one's created before, the Arsh or the Kursi or the pen. The Arsh was already there. It's created, but there's some, I think Ibn Qayyim, Ibn Taymiyyah, in the opinion the Arsh was created before every other creation. Yeah, so Arsh is the biggest creation of Allah.
And the water.
And the water, وَكَانَ عَرْشُ عَلَى الْمَاءِ. Water was already there. So shows, I think Rajih, Arsh is created before, yeah. Any more?
Yeah.
Tawdih?
Wait, I think.
Can you call the Prophet Nurullah?
Can you call Prophet Nurullah? What do you mean by that?
Like, you know, there's a nasheed like Nurullahi Fajran.
Okay, now, that's a good question actually. Nurullah. If this is not hadith anyway. Nasheed. If this is Nurullah mean Allah is from the part of Allah. Allah is the Nur, isn't it? Allah Nur Samawati wal Ard. An-Nur is the name of Allah. So if they say Muhammad is from that Nur, part of Allah, then it's haram, isn't it? Shirk. So you have to find what do you mean by Nur, Muhammad is Nur of Allah. Because yes, Allah, Prophet is pure and all that, Allah purified him. But when you say he's from the Nur of Allah, what do you mean? Part of Allah? That's shirk. So you have to understand what they mean by. Then from that you can answer it. But if that's what they meant, then this is haram.
I don't know the aqidah of the guy, but it's like, Ya Nabi Salam Alayka Anta Nurullahi Fajran.
Yeah, the nasheed.
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't know the aqidah of the guy.
Obviously, you have to know what he mean by that. If he says Anta Nurullah, Nur here means the part of Allah, then that's haram. Okay, then he need to explain, okay brother, what do you mean by Allah is from the Nur of Allah? If you mean that, then that's haram. Yeah. Like for example, some of the people say Allah has this direction. And Ibn Taymiyyah answered all this. He said, if you mean this is allowed. If it means this, it's not allowed. So that's what it is. If you mean Allah, Muhammad is from the Nur of Allah, meaning Allah, he is from part of Allah, Yadu Billah, then that's shirk. It's not allowed. So I don't know if you meant that. Allah. But you can't be surprised. Some people they make Rasulullah say, do not praise me the way the Christian praise Isa. People out there, they praise Rasulullah like Allah Azza wa Jalla, Yadu Billah. I won't be surprised, but Allah knows what he meant anyway. Go on.
Shaykh, if a person lives in a kafir country, he can practice Islam freely, but he sees that fitan is widespread to the extent that it is infiltrated the education system and everything. If he has like the wealth, is it wajib upon him to do hijrah? No.
As we have mentioned that can a brother, if a brother live in a land of kufr and the fitna has spread so badly, and the system, everything is corrupted, does he need to make hijrah? Like some of the Salaf, they made hijrah from Baghdad and went to another places because of Mu'tazila and Bid'ah spread so much. Okay? It depends. If the brother think I have to make hijrah because I come, then he need to make hijrah. As we mentioned, we put the guideline that as long as you can make idhar of the deen, you can openly practice your deen and everything, and you can celebrate your Islamic celebration. Nothing is stopping you. You can stay. It's mustahab. If he's with the brothers, no one is not going through difficulty. There's some sort of mashaqqa, difficulty we are going through living here as well. But everywhere is mashaqqa, burden is everywhere. So it's not totally you can't pray, you can't fast, you can't pray Jum'ah, you can't do, then haram, you just leave. It's not coming to that stage. You practice openly, but if it's not going to be there, as long as he's with the brothers, then stick with the brothers, isn't knowledge, you'll be okay. And there's a lot of Muslim countries introducing things, yadu billah. So where are you going to go? The Muslim countries introducing. So wherever you go, you get the trial. Trial is going to be there. Because hadith said the trial will be so much, it's going to be blackened as the sky. The doubt and the fitna will come in. Subhanallah. Have you seen the masjid run by sisters? They lead the prayer.
Huh?
A man prays behind them as well.
Where?
Yeah, America.
America.
In France, yeah.
America doesn't count.
I'm saying this is the doubt coming into human's life. Okay? The sister leading the prayer, men are praying behind.
America lost.
Yes, so many things happening. So wherever you go, it's going to be there. So you have to fight. If you're alone, then it's going to be a problem. But if you got brothers with you, like here we have brothers, we work together, isn't it? So I don't personally believe for me to go. I feel when it comes to deen and da'wah and brotherhood and shuyukh, mashayikh coming, it's better here than Bangladesh. It's better here. Okay?
What about like Saudi? Or
Saudi,
Egypt or Kuwait?
you can go Saudi if you're a teacher, you want to teach, go and get a job. You can work there, no problem. You stay as long as you want. So Saudi, you have to have a reason to go, business, or teacher, whatever. You can't just say, I want to live here.
What is it? Is it?
What? You can't go like this. Saudi, you have to have a business in it. Business, you have to be a teacher. My cousin lives there. He's there teaching. I know brothers that teaching there. You have to have a job. If you have a job, no, you can go Kuwait, whatever, Bahrain, whatever. But if you're going to go to the Middle East, you have to have a job. Okay? So if you have to be a teacher, a doctor, whatever, you can go and live there. IT expert, whatever, you can get a job there. But you have to have a job. So then you can make a move. Alhamdulillah. But as I said, it's going everywhere, it's creeping. The Dajjal is coming out, isn't it?
That sisters thing would never happen in UK.
Eh?
The thing that you mentioned, the sisters thing, it would never happen in UK.
No, but you don't know, you never know.
Nah, no one would allow that in the UK.
Anyway, any more questions? Clarification? Done? Khalas, akhi.
Oh yeah. What do you mean? So you said Ibn Abbas meant that he saw Allah with his heart.
Heart.
What does that mean?
Because in a hadith, the Prophet, when he sleeps, but his heart doesn't sleep. Rasulullah. His heart is awake. Remember the way the hadith is. So, he saw Allah through his heart. Ihsan and all that could be, we don't know what it is, but ما كذب الفؤاد ما رأى. The heart, the fu'ad is the heart, doesn't lie what he sees. So Ibn Abbas says he saw with his heart. Okay, so that's what we know. And not with the eyes, no.
You know the issue of whether the Prophet ﷺ saw Allah or not. So that falls under Aqidah, right? So
Yeah.
If it's under Aqidah, then if there's any other opinion other than what's accepted, then surely shouldn't it be rejected?
It should be rejected, yeah. So these are two opinions, Aisha and Ibn Abbas. So when Aisha rejected, she rejected the seeing with the eyes. When Ibn Abbas accepted it, he accepted seeing of the heart. That's it. You don't go move anywhere else. Unless you have to bring salaf.
So is that ijma' that the Prophet didn't?
No, nobody. It's ijma. No, Prophet never seen Allah. In Dara mentioned, no hadith where Prophet said, I saw Allah with my eyes. La. No one seen Allah. He spoke to Allah. Yeah. Ijma. And for someone to say he saw Allah with his eyes, then it is a big mistake because we don't have any evidences. No evidence to say that.
Shaykh, when you mentioned that some people that affirm Allah's direction, what's the correct understanding?
Ibn Taymiyyah said, I just mentioned it, Shaykh. Ibn Taymiyyah said, if someone says Allah has a direction, if he means Allah is above the throne, then we affirm that direction. If he says other than that, no, we don't affirm it. Yeah.
So in Jannah, does the Prophet see all of the prophets? Or
not all the Prophet. He saw Musa, Isa, Ibrahim, Harun and others. Yeah.
And also, is that like حيث البرزخي.
Yeah, Barzakh, yeah. Obviously, there, Musa alayhi salam is buried in dunya, and Prophet said to the companions, I know where Musa is buried. But if I had time, I would have taken and shown you where he was buried. So Musa is passed away, alayhi salam, is buried, but Barzakhiya, Ruh, yeah, or something like that, yeah. Obviously, he never came up from his grave, and Ruh, yeah. Allah is able to do that anyway.
So you know when like Adab al-Qabr, punishment of the grave,
Mm.
is that in the grave itself, or is it in another world?
This is ilmul ghayb, it's ilmul ghayb, it's knowledge of unseen. But brother saying that.
I don't know.
Anyway, the question is when the person gets punished in the grave, is his body getting punished? Look, someone died in drowning, yeah, in the sea. Someone dies many different ways. You must say, oh, he's in the sea, he's not getting tortured. No, if you want to, torture is in the soul, the ruh. The ruh gets in the torture, not the body. Body is eaten away by the earth. It's the ruh which get, when your ruh comes out, this is just the bones and flesh, nothing. It's going to be eaten by the earth. It's the ruh that goes up. And that's the ruh. Hadith says, in Baghawi mentioned that, Ahlul Jannah, people of Jannah, the ruh in the belly of the green bird, going around, flying around in the Jannah. So the ruh of Ahlul Jannah in the belly of a green bird. So the ruh tastes the bliss and happiness. When the ruh in getting adab, it feels the pain, the punishment. Yeah. So we see ilmul ghayb, we don't know, but the punishment is there, and Allah will punish people the way He wants to, and up to Allah Azza wa Jal. So his ruh get tortured. Yeah.
Just got one question. When someone does hijrah, are they allowed to come back to non-Muslim land as they wish or for however long they want?
If someone does hijrah, are they allowed to come back to the non-Muslim land for how long they want?
Normally, when you make hijrah, actually, you shouldn't come back. You made hijrah, khalas, you left. But if you're going to make, best thing to do, say I'm going to go back to my country, I'm going to stay there, you come back if you need to. I know brothers have done that, they've gone back to Bangladesh, they've gone. But they come back for the family here, they come and go. It's okay, nothing wrong with that. Because the deen still can practice the deen here. But the word hijrah, when you make it, you shouldn't come back. You made hijrah, khalas. But don't make hijrah, because I know a lot of people, they say, I'm going to go with my hijrah, but they still come back. So, don't have the intention, but go to wherever you want to go, stay there as long as you want. And if you need to come back, you come back, whatever.
Like
teaching, whatever, yeah. Yeah, as I said, we still can practice the basic deen here, practice the basic Islam, so inshallah, as long as we can do that, we can stay here, inshallah. Yeah. We all should go Middle East.
So what's the purpose for visiting the countries then? For non-Muslim countries?
Non-Muslim scholars said, you shouldn't visit non-Muslim countries for tourism, it's not allowed. That's what they say. Yeah, because the fitna is there. But we live in fitna anyway. But I know brothers, they go to Spain, Cordoba, Malaga. Yeah, Muslim go. They don't do any fawahish. They go and see the history aside. They pray as well. Masajid, they pray, come back. I don't comprehend how this is haram. But scholars say you shouldn't. Because it's the kufr. The illah.
I think it's scholars. I think it's because maybe
they don't do any fawahish. They go and see the site, they come back, they don't leave any deen, they then cause them to leave the deen, they don't fall into fawahish, no mullah, come back. But that's what the scholars have said. You shouldn't go and visit non-Muslim countries, don't go to them as a tourist, because the fitna is here anyway. So I don't understand how, but this is what scholars have said anyway. Yeah.
I think the hadith لا يقبل الله من مشرك أشرك بعدما أسلم عمل حتى يفرق المشركين على المسلمين. So is that like an evidence for that you can't go back to the country that you made hijrah from?
That's why if you made hijrah, you shouldn't go back though. If you made hijrah, then the word hijrah means you left. Yeah, to come back again, it doesn't fulfill the reason. So best not to don't make intention like that. What you need to do, someone leave the country and go back and leave forever, for a long time, whatever. If I need to come for any need or any necessity thing, then I come back. But hijrah, when you make hijrah, you should go back. You shouldn't be coming back anyway.
The Prophet never went back to Makkah
What
ever.
about if you have scholars in there which can actually clarify the doubts and stuff like that? The kuffar land.
If you're going to make hijrah to a country and if they have no scholars, then I would say don't make hijrah there. Yeah. If you don't have scholars coming in and out, you can't go to, if you can't get da'wah, salafiyah and da'wah of aqidah, da'wah of the deen, what's the point going to Muslim country? You're not going to go down.
Exactly.
You need to hear the knowledge, you need to hear the scholars speaking. And you live in a country, you can't, there's no scholars. So it's going to affect you. So if you live here, you have access to the scholars. You can go to scholars and you can listen to their talk. We have Shu coming here, Shu going around doing talks and things like that. Back home, you never can do that. Impossible. It's open here.
So
The ulama coming.
I disagree.
Yeah.
We have so many masajid that are upon Ahlul Hadith right now, in especially Silla as well.
Yeah,
Like
If you know a place, then go to it.
when was the last time you went there?
I went Desh this year.
This year?
Yeah.
If you know a place in Bangladesh or any Muslim country where the da'wah is happening, go for it.
So think,
Go
so is it like, let's say you go to travel to a Muslim country and you have the niyyah that I'm going, this journey is for hijrah. So as soon as you get to that country, it's now haram for you to go back and live there.
Where?
And then, so you go from UK to, I don't know, Kuwait, and you have the intention that that journey is it's going to be hijrah for you. You don't want to come back. So it's not haram for you to go back and live in the UK.
I'm not saying I can't give hukm with haram or what, but if you made the intention of hijrah means you've left the country. For you to come back, it's quite not adding up. It doesn't add up. Yeah. So don't make intention of hijrah. You don't know what's going to happen, and hijrah has a specific. Allah gives you a lot of reward. So whatever trial you face, you're going to get the reward. So say you're going to leave this country for a long time, stay there, see how it goes. If I don't like, I'll come back. So as I said, you have to go where the ulama are. If you're practicing, you have to be in a country where the scholars are, where the da'wah is going. If you just go to a country there's no da'wah, it's going to affect your iman. Yeah. So yeah. Hijrah, if you make hijrah, then try
What
to
about
come back.
If you make a hijrah to just escape from the doubts and you want to boost your iman, like let's say I'm gonna go Muslim country to make sure I stay away from, but things don't work out.
Okay, so that's obviously if the master is great. Then if you, brother saying if you make hijrah to a Muslim country, but the fitna, you have no control of that. The fitna goes up so much that it's difficult to stay here now. The masjid is great now, harm is greater, then you live. There's a reason for you to live now. Understand? So you live, yeah. As long as you can practice your deen, stay. But if the harm becomes greater and greater and you realize I can't stay here, you leave, go somewhere else, inshallah. Yeah.
Is it better to live in a Muslim country where most of the scholars are from Ahlul Bid'ah, or is it better to live in a non-Muslim country with no scholars?
No scholars.
The brother saying, is it better to live in a country the Ahlul Bid'ah is there, or is it better to live in a non-Muslim country where there is no scholars? But if you go, brothers are there, strong brothers, they stay with the brothers. It's best to leave those Ahlul Bid'ah and come live in where just Muslims are there. Better. Because when you shubuhat, there's worse shubuhat there. And if you get affected by these people fall into bid'ah, kullu bid'atin dalala, every bid'ah is misguided, every bid'ah will lead to hellfire. So that's even worse. That's mafsad is greater. Okay? So the qa'idah, إذا تزاحم المفسدتان يرتكب أدنى من ذلك. If there's two harm, you do the lesser evil. Okay? Which is live in a Muslim country, even there's no ulama there. At least you go to the adhan, you can hear the adhan and you can pray. Khalas. But with them, they'll give you shubhat, doubt, misguide you, and you're going to start falling bid'ah. You're going to start doing bid'ah. Yadu billah. So, in the hadith, Prophet said that, إِنِّي أَخْوَفُ مَا أَخَفُ عَلَيْكُمْ أَئِمَّةُ الْمُضَلِّينَ. What I fear for you most, for my ummah, is the scholars, the misguided one. Scholars misguiding people to the hellfire. Imagine living where the Ahlul Bid'ah is. You're going to be affected. You're going to start following their way. A'udhu billah. When the Salaf were warning against them. So better to live with the normal Muslims and just pray 5 times a day, alhamdulillah. You don't fall into bid'ah. You don't get affected by bid'ah. Yeah. That's what I think is better, yeah. Inshallah. خلاص اوكي السلام عليكم شو إن شاء الله عمدة